I am.
Testing 1, 2.
True. Funny. Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com. Tim Black.
Hey people, how you doing? It's your man Tim Black. Thank you for tuning in, Facebook people. What's going on, Facebook? It's good to see you. Glad you can make it today. I appreciate you guys for tuning in to the Tim Black at Night show. My people on YouTube, thank you so much for being here. It's a pleasure to have you. Welcome to my lair. Anyone who's just getting home from work, unaware of what just transpired today, let me update you that the travel ban initiated by Donald Trump last month has now been thwarted. It's been thwarted, ladies and gentlemen. The appeals court, the 9th District Court, has froze the travel ban. Now, we'll get into detail why that took place in a moment, but just for a second, for a couple ticks, let's just think for a moment how the people who are affected by this ban, wrongfully affected, might I add, wrongfully affected, how they must feel right now. This is a big win for those people. And a big win for those people is a big win for all people who want justice. Right? We should move as one. I'll get back to that later. So, Federal Appeals Court maintains suspension of Trump's immigration order. A Federal Appeals Court panel has maintained a freeze on President Trump's controversial immigration order, meaning previously barred refugees and citizens from even Muslim-majority countries can continue to enter the United States. In a unanimous Facebook, that means everybody was on board, baby. That means everybody was with it. 29-page report. An opinion. That's what courts issue, opinions. 3 judges with the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 9th District flatly rejected the government's argument that the suspension of the order should be lifted immediately for national security reasons and forcefully asserted their ability to serve as a check on the president's power. Let's look at that sentence, that paragraph one more time. These are very important points for us to look at because I'm seeing a lot of Trump supporters saying the fix was in. Okay? Is it just possible that this order was written unconstitutionally to begin with, as many asserted? Everyone that I was talking to, many of the sources that I checked when the order first went into effect were saying that this order would not stand. Could they have been correct? In a unanimous 29-page opinion, not just people just throwing words out, not just with people just willy-nilly deciding not to go along with the president's appeal or granting his appeal, but a detailed analysis. Now, I haven't had a chance to look at the 29 pages. I will over the weekend because I want to know exactly what was said. I want to know exactly what the ruling was, bit by bit, and what the opinion was of the court. But as of right now, I will take this from the paragraph, because listen here, it says, they flatly rejected the government's argument that the suspension of the order should be lifted immediately for national security reasons. So this is a question I was asking folks on Twitter, y'all. I was asking people on Twitter, have they heard anything about intelligence that may have given a reason, some type of backing to this order? There's a lot of information out there. It's possible I missed it. Maybe there was something out there that was saying, hey, you know, we're expecting an attack. There is heightened alerts, anything of that nature. I know that I'm, you know, when I ask that question, I know we aren't giving security briefings. I know that. I'm not that new to this. But I was hoping that there was a reason beyond just, hey, let's just do some stuff. I told him I'd do it, so let me just do it. I was hoping there was more to it than that. Apparently, if there were, it was not substantial enough to argue the claim that this was an imminent threat or that there would be a national security concern. So let me keep going. Unless you believe that the judges want Americans to be unprotected. Unless you believe that. Is that what we believe now? Tommy Loren, Steven Crowder, Mark Dice, Alex Jones. Is that what you guys believe? You believe that these judges don't care about American citizens, don't care about their family members, don't care about their friends, don't care about this country, don't care about the women and children, men, all of us, safety. All right. Boy, the judges wrote that any suggestion that they couldn't runs contrary to the fundamental structure of our constitutional democracy. Oh, I get it. So any suggestion that they could not make this ruling runs contrary to our constitutional democracy. The judges did not declare outright that the ban was meant to disfavor of Muslims, essentially saying it was too early for them to render a judgment on that question. But their ruling is undeniably a blow to the government. It means the ban will remain off for the foreseeable future. So, as you might expect, Trump had a reaction to this, and he went to Twitter, and he voiced his concern, if you want to call it that. Now, they're saying Trump reacted angrily. I guess you know what? I guess you could say it was anger because it was all caps. Does Trump always type in all caps? Does he always type in all caps? I don't know. I just started following Trump today. I know I'm late, but I'm figuring, hey, it's time to start following what's going on with Trump. Trump said this on Twitter. See you in court. The security of our nation is at stake. The Justice Department was defending the administration's position, said in a statement it was reviewing the decision and considering its options. So it looks like maybe we're not out the woods totally yet with this thing. Look, here's the deal. This is how I feel about this. If there is intelligence, if there is a viable threat, not just something you make up in your head, not just paranoia, but some type of reliable, asset-driven, I don't know, right? Then I'd have a different opinion of this. But considering, as one of my friends on Twitter said, considering the fact that Trump started talking about banning travel from Muslim countries, banning Muslims traveling into the country, when he started talking about that on the campaign trail, was that before he started receiving intelligence briefings or after? I've tried to give Trump the benefit of the doubt. I've tried. Is that possible? I don't know. And if that's possible, why is he talking about that? If that's the situation, why is he not saying, more forcefully, instead of these blanket statements, more pointed statements like, based on intelligence, based on information from the people that report to me, based on my office, based on, not just, I need to make you safe. No. I think we have to admit something to ourselves, America, and that is this fact. Safe is relative. So they use that word safe on us. They use that on us in the Obama administration in order to take away our rights. Remember that? We want to keep you safe, and then people just give away rights. Here you go. Oh, you won't keep me safe, huh? Oh, I'm scared. Here goes my rights. Here you go. Washington State Attorney General Bob Ferguson, who has sued over the ban, said, bottom line, this is a complete victory for the state of Washington, and declared the judge's ruling effectively granted everything we sought. The Justice Department can now ask the Supreme Court, which often refers to the president on matters of immigration and national security, to intervene. The Supreme Court, though, The Supreme Court, though, remains one justice short, and many say it is ideologically split 4-4. And it goes on and on. Giuliani, oh God, what's Giuliani doing in here? All right. I'll get more into this. I'll read it. I'll do a video. I'll see more about the ruling, what it entailed. You know, I think there are people who are beginning to realize we can't just take the government's word for granted. We can't just accept it and say, okay, they said it, so we got to do it. They said it, we got to support it. They said it, so, hey, they are doing what's in our best interest. I hope that we're beyond that now. Like we understand that just because an agency says something doesn't mean necessarily that it is accurate or that it is in our best interest. Look at Iraq. Some of us are new to this, and you know, maybe it's still under these assumptions that everything the government does for you is good. But many of you are skeptical, and you should be skeptical. I remain very skeptical. So this is a hit for Trump. I should say a hit against Trump. Not a hit for him, a hit against him. And I'm expecting to see a lot of different reactions to him or reactions from Trump over the next couple of days. I'm waiting for the press conference from Donald Trump to talk more about it, but we'll get to that, right? So for now, everyone feel good about it. I feel good about it. I don't think we're any less safe than we were before this ban went into place or after this ban went into place. I don't know. Give it up for the people that are able to move freely about the world. Okay. I made the mistake of listening a little bit to a couple of conservatives, Steven Crowder and that guy who got the urine and feces thrown on him. The guy who went to NYU and he got harassed and he got some book sales, McInnes. And it was just because I was about to go on Facebook Live and they happened to be going live at the same time and I had a couple of minutes, so I hit the thing and I saw what they were talking about. I'm trying to understand why. Is it a conservative thing where it's cool for men to bash women? I mean, seriously, guys, you know, I'm listening to Steven Crowder and this guy McInnes talk very negatively about women for like 3 minutes, and I made a comment in the thread. I'm like, I can't believe these people sit around listening to women get bashed like this, making sweeping judgments about women. And this has nothing, what I'm talking about has nothing at all to do with today's unfolding about the travel ban, right? Nothing at all to do with that. But what I'm saying is, it has something to do with ideology. Like, there were women in that crowd who were just like, cool, you know. He said, we're stupid. Yeah, he's right. We are stupid. He said, you know, it's like Crowder and the other guy were like, you know, women can't write. And people were like, yeah, they can't write. You know, I thought Bill Burr was edgy. This guy is just like blanketing women, you know, women are garbage, basically, and men are so much smarter, and men need to be listened to and women don't. And then they went, then after a while, like after 60 seconds of that, they started in on, well, the women that write or blog on the right are much better than the women that blog on the left. As if they've read every person who writes on the left or the right. And then I started thinking, you know what, man, I'm just going to start raising the roof around here because obviously, you know, there's an audience for everyone. And goodness gracious, these guys got big audiences. These guys are hateful. I think it's time that people from other ideologies start speaking back just as firmly and defiantly and aggressively as these morons. It's time. I mean, it's time to take the gloves off on the numbskulls. Steven Crowder is a hack. His ideology is all backwards. Everything is race or gender specific, gender related. Everything is demeaning to another group that's not his audience. I don't think I've ever heard anyone ever, because I don't follow him, but I've never heard anyone ever articulate to me how he is ever addresses his audience or the conservative side of the coin and says, hey guys, we can do a better job. Hey guys, we need to shape up. See, here's the thing, and I think some progressive people need to get this in their heads, right? We do a lot of checking and balancing in the Democrats and the liberals and the moderates and the progressives. We do a lot of checking on ourselves, like, the way we talk about, the way I tweet about Senator Elizabeth Warren and how people were comparing her to Rosa Parks and Harriet Tubman and how she didn't stand in the middle of the ring when it came down to it during the primaries, how she coalesced with Hillary. But what I'm seeing on the conservative side is I'm seeing no scrutiny at all. No self-reflection, no self-awareness. They feel like they won. They don't even need to check themselves or do better or anything. In fact, they didn't win. Trump is not them. These people are running around as if they won something when in fact they didn't win anything because Trump is not them. He may have a Republican name tag, but he's just as much a crapshoot for liberals, moderates, green parties, independents, whatever you call yourself, as he is the GOP. They don't know what they're going to get with this guy. And instead of accepting that and realizing that Trump was a rejection of them too. You get what I'm saying? Like Trump's election was a rejection not only of Hillary Clinton, but of all these corporate Republicans. These guys suck too. And I guess I'm trying to say a couple of things. One of the things I'm trying to say is that let's not lose sight of the people who are totally ideologically backwards and just like toxic to a certain degree. I mean, if you listen to the stuff that they say, man, I'm trying to tell you, it's not just, a slant. It's not just a slant. These people are hateful. All right? And I'm not into the whole turning the other cheek thing. Time to beat these people back with words. With words. But instead of, I just think with two, look, I have a lot of disagreements with a lot of people on a lot of issues, okay? I do disagree with certain things. I disagree with people who can't stick to their ethics, can't stick to their principles, who say one thing and do another thing. I got a problem with that all day. But I got a problem. I have a huge problem with these women hating, everything's the blacks' fault, snowflaking, what all these, like, what is wrong with these people? And isn't it time that we stood up to these people and we start making some serious noise? Because these people have an audience. It's not just, if it was just them talking to themselves in a small room and no one paid attention to them, I wouldn't care what, Prison Planet had to say, Watson. I wouldn't care what Paul Joseph Watson had to say, or Alex Jones had to say, or Mike Dice had to say, or Steven Crowder had to say. I wouldn't care about any of them, right? But the problem is people listen to them. They listen to them. So I think it's time. It's way past time. It's way past time for the timidity. It's way past time for all the, kumbaya. And when it comes to these people just being flagrant, disrespectful, just scumbags. They got to be, we have to address them. So from time to time, you will see me address these people because they need it. And it's really not to address them because you can't change, you can't change a person. A person has to change themselves. But what I'm worried about is the people that listen to them, and unless they get counter information, unless they get another side of the argument, then they're just going to continue to listen to this garbage. I'm trying to tell you, there were women in this Facebook live stream. There were thousands of people in this live stream listen to a guy say that women are less intelligent. And I didn't see any of the women that were in the live stream, unless they all had fake accounts, I didn't see a single one of them say anything. So on one side, you have these people that I call overreactive, fake outrage people, right? I won't use the term I used before because they hurt feelings. When I use social justice warriors gone mad, when I use that term, people didn't like that. But on one side of the spectrum, you have these people, you can't say anything because everything's offensive. And then you got these guys, man, and they just say anything, and nothing's offensive. It's like, it's like crazy. And I don't want to say I'm in the middle because I don't want to be in the middle. I think that's a cop-out whenever we go 50-50 ball. This ain't a 50-50 ball. Like, both are wrong. right? It's like the people it's like the people who blindly support Trump, just like people blindly supported Obama. I didn't blindly support him. I supported him, and then I no longer was blindly supporting him. I was critical of him. I'm hoping that Trump people will get to that point. Like the ones that are somehow making it rational for Trump to be on Twitter bashing Nordstrom's because his daughter's product line is going away when it's not selling. Like, if her name wasn't Ivanka Trump, that product line would have been gone a long time ago. Let's just keep it real, guys. Can we keep it real here? Come on. Can we keep that real? Come on. And I'm really worried for these people, man, that I thought would, start smelling something. Start smelling something. I mean, this guy's tweeting about Nordstrom's using his POTUS account. I ain't trying to go Keith Olbermann on you, but come on, man. Come on. All right, dude. You know that police station down there that gave my wife a ticket. They're all on her back, man. She's a very nice person. She always tried to tell me, not to open up FEMA camps. She's good people. Terrible. What is this? What is this craziness? I'm trying to tell you, it don't make much sense. And I'm looking at these guys, these Trump supporters who fall for this stuff. You're going to have to wake up, man. So for anybody out there who's neither a Trump supporter, neither a supporter of Schumer and Pelosi, does Pelosi have any supporters? Does she? I mean, other than corporations. Does Nancy Pelosi have any supporters? I have never met a person that said, I really love that Nancy Pelosi. Not a one. At least I can say I heard a couple people say they really love Hillary Clinton in real life, But I've never met a person, a single solitary person who's ever said, Tim, I really like Nancy Pelosi. She's very competent. Have you ever heard it? If you heard something like that about that, have you heard a positive statement, not just positive, not that she's better than, catching gangrene. I don't mean that type of positive. I mean, have you ever heard a glowing response, a glowing attribute being contributed to Nancy Pelosi by any person who was not paid to do so? Not paid to do so. And that means no pundits on TV who are given a script and they read from the script and pretend to be whatever side they need to be on to get the paycheck. Now, talk about those people. I'm talking about regular people. I'm talking about people going to the cleaners. I'm talking about people you bump into at the water cooler. I mean, somebody like that. Have one job getting paid already. What they think about Nancy Pelosi's totally independent of, does not affect their job, their career path, none of that, their future. I don't know. I'm tripping, right? I'm tripping. That makes sense. The victimology, man. As much as I hear people talking about how people on the left are always playing the victim and their victim mentality, when you cut on this stuff, all they doing is complaining about being victims themselves. How they're a victim of the people that are saying that they're victims. Everybody's, what is the victim stuff? What is this? I'm trying to figure it out. Maybe you guys know better than I do. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. That makes sense. But I'm much how can I say, man, I feel positive that going forward, at least with the Muslim ban, travel ban, suspension travel, with this going away, at least now, all the people that said, well, Tim, that's not right for you to start talking about issues such as poverty. It's not right for you to talk about mass incarceration right now. We have to talk about this. Okay, I told you I didn't think this was going to stand. Now that it's more than likely, it's like 95% sure it will not stand. Now we can get back to talking about those issues that you said I shouldn't talk about at that time. So now can we talk about them? Now can we get a million-woman march, not against Trump, but against the establishment that put these rules in the books, these rules on the books, that have basically destroyed large swaths of America. Can we start talking about that? Can we get into that? See? That's what I'm ready to do. And I hope all my Muslim brothers will join me to help fight against it. Right. Can you believe that they're saying that Bernie Sanders lost to Ted Cruz? Look, man. I heard it come out someone's mouth, man. I'm not making it up. I know it seems like I am. Just to do it. You would almost want to believe I'm making it up because it seems so ludicrous, doesn't it? That a person would actually believe in their heart of hearts that Ted Cruz won a debate. On the issue of healthcare. Like there's a debate to be made about why we can't do what every other major country does on the globe. Like there's a debate on that. Like I'm just trying to understand, like that's why I put the title of this on Facebook, guys. The fake nationalism of the far right, because it doesn't make sense. On one hand, they say America's so great, can't touch this, right? But then when we say, okay, well, we're so great, we should have better health care than all these people, all these other countries, right? Since we're so great. Then they go, hey, whoa. Hold on, buddy. I thought you just said we was the greatest country ever. If we're the greatest country ever, shouldn't we have the greatest health care? Shouldn't we have the longest life expectancy? Shouldn't we have the best water? Shouldn't we have the cleanest air? Shouldn't we have the most leave? Shouldn't we have the best security? Shouldn't we have all the things you would think that would come with being this thing that you keep saying we are? But whenever I say, okay, we can do better at this, you go, shut up. We're not like them. Well, if we're not like them and we can't like compare ourselves to all these other countries to say how do you determine what's great? It doesn't make, I'm trying to figure it out. Like you have to look at something. So when we bring up the issues of poverty, like if we're the richest and according to all these far right people, the greatest country on earth, why so many of us living in poverty? And all they can come back to is something racist because they believe that if you don't have anything, it's all your fault. Like they would rather say that millions of people are bums than say something's wrong with the system. And to say something's wrong with their system, they say it's a cop-out. Lord. I said, well, people want to come to America. Yeah, because they know they come to America, they can make some money. That's about it. They can make some money if they pool their resources, if they live together, if they pool their resources. It's got to be better than where they're coming from. But remember, a lot of the countries, the people that are coming from other places, we have bombed the heck, and I'm using the heck. We bombed these countries. We've hurt these countries. We've toppled their governments. We've messed with their ruling. The governments. We've actually. This is what's happened. So now you want to say you don't feel safe with these people here? Well, if we left them alone, maybe, right? You can make that argument. If you could read my DMs sometimes, you would just laugh. Some of you would cry. Some of you say, Tim, I don't know how you do it. A lot of times I don't. Because it doesn't make much sense. Facebook, does it make sense when people say we're the greatest country in the world, and then when you say, well, what about all these people locked up? Why we lock up so many people? In the greatest country in the world, why do we lock up so many people? And they say, well, because we got a lot of riffraff. Okay, if that's true. And it's just that we got a bunch of riffraff in this country. What's so great? Well, how are we the greatest there? Like, it doesn't make sense. What I'm hoping is eventually people can kind of like realize that those two things don't go together. And if you really want greatness, we got to start fixing some of the institutions. I don't know. I guess I'm tripping because I don't know. To me, that makes sense. Unless you just like to go around and point fingers at poor people forever and just keep saying, well, you're poor because you're poor. That's your fault, you're poor. All right, so another thing I want to touch on, and I want to get to it before I forget, it was the whole Betsy DeVos thing. Because I'm seeing, now walk with me on this, because I'm seeing there's a lot of people who like vouchers. And there are a lot of people who like the idea of charter schools. And I hear a lot of people who are arguing for Betsy DeVos, who say she's going to be good for us. Hold on. They're saying it based on some of the data that shows a lot of parents, particularly parents in the inner cities, black parents, want charter schools, want the opportunity to use vouchers. My only argument to that is this. Money spent being put into charter schools, into vouchers, should be, I think, would be better served as money being spent, because you can't give everybody a voucher, right? You can't get everybody into a charter school, right? So if that's the case, wouldn't the money be better spent in redeveloping and increasing the scalability and the functionality of our public schools? Like, I'm just saying, like, why divvy up the money and just help these, you know, right? I mean, I'm just saying that makes sense to me. Why not make the public schools better schools? Why not make the public schools rise? Why privatize? Why not rise? But, understand that parents are going like, I don't have time for the government to get this act together, the Board of Education or whatever. I'd rather just say, you know what, cut out the middleman and go over here where I think my child may get a better education. I will never fault a parent for wanting the best for their child. The only problem with that is your child may go to another school as a child who does not have the opportunity to go to a charter school. And I'm not even convinced that it's better. First of all, I don't even know that. I'm hearing conflicting reports that it's better. Graduation rate, what have you. I don't know, okay? But even if your child goes to a charter school away from children that you don't want them to be around for whatever reason, or you just want them to have a better school, but you think it's going to lead to better opportunity, whatever. Let's keep it real. Here's the thing. These kids that go to these public schools, don't they still exist in the world? Feel what I'm saying? Like, don't they still exist in the world? I keep envisioning these people to say, these are dangerous kids at this school over here. I don't want my kid going to school with these kids. Right? That's what I keep envisioning. I could be wrong, Facebook. I could be wrong, YouTube. Let me know. All right, let me know. Seriously. I'm still trying to figure this stuff out without demonizing anybody. I'm thinking it's well-intentioned people who say, I want the best for my child. Period. I don't care how y'all look at me. I want the best for my child. I respect that. That I respect. Okay, my point is this. Just because your child go to school over there, if these children are not properly educated over here, aren't properly educated, socialized, given the tools to achieve all their best, right? Aren't your children still affected by that? Like, they used to say it takes a village to raise a child, right? Well, we all live in the same village. It's a big, huge village. And I'm just thinking that if we, instead of focusing on this smaller pot, if we focus on the big pot and make it better, then we don't need charter schools or, you get what I'm saying? The vouchers to go to charter schools. That's how I look at it. But I'm saying I take the time to try to listen to the argument on both sides of the equation. Now, I'm not suggesting that just because I said that does not mean, even if you're on that side of the equation when you think charter schools are a good move, right? Doesn't mean Betsy DeVos should be running it, because she's never run a school. She's never taught in school, right? Why is she the person doing that? The only reason the only explanation anybody can come up with that I know of would be because she donated $200 million to the GOP. That ain't no reason. I'm about to go on a bash Cory Booker rant for a second. And some people say, Tim, man, why are you so hard on Cory Booker, man? He was fighting for mass incarceration. And my point, my answer to that is, you can be good at one thing and bad at other things. And at some point, when you keep on flip-flopping, it appears you have no soul at all. So what's the point of dealing with you? I'm just going to go ahead and discount you, throw you to the wayside because I don't trust you. Do you know Cory Booker, who you know briefly before he trashed Jeff Sessions, was just praising Jeff Sessions? Right? You know that, right? So, okay. Did you know that Betsy DeVos was like a true ally to him? Like, they were like this? I was reading an article late last night, man. It must have been 2 a.m. I was tired. But I said, I saw something. I got to read this. I can't go to bed yet. I got to read this about Cory Booker. And it was an article written, I think it was in the Atlantic. Or it could be, no, National Review. And it was about Cory Booker and his relationship with Betsy DeVos. And then they went into how Cory Booker is looking to run in 2020, so he's trying to shore up certain elements, right? That he know will be problematic if he runs in 2020. So what he's doing is throwing people under the bus just in time to avoid scrutiny because he needs to shore up votes with the teachers' unions and other entities. And I just sit back going, man, you know, this is a dirty, dirty business. Dirty business. So if you're not privy to that, and all you hear is Cory Booker railing on Jeff Sessions, right? If you're not privy to that, all you hear is Cory Booker railing on Betsy DeVos, you would believe that this guy has your best interest at heart. But if you can't, unless you could jump in a time machine and go back, you have to read in order to, you know what I'm saying, to know the history behind some of the people who are saying these things. You know, saying how they're down for you, saying they got your best interest at heart, saying this is the way they've always felt. It's a lot of Clintonism. It's so Clintonism, isn't it? Like, I was before it. I was for it before I was against it. But now I'm for it again. Or, you know, like that type of. Lord help us, Lord help us, Lord. I'm trying to figure that out. Let me look a little further to the Muslim ban, if you guys don't mind. The ruling, though it's critically important, as Trump's ban on refugees would be to last only 120 days, and his ban on those from Iraq, Iran, Syria, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen lasts only 90 days. The judges also said that while the states of Washington and Minnesota had made serious allegations, the impact of the order was immediate and widespread. The government had not pointed out to any substantive evidence to support its need for the ban. So that's the part, man. That's the part. I'm going to have to check out Fox because I want to know what Fox is telling its viewers. Okay? I want to know how they're spinning this, right? I want to know how they're spinning this to make it seem like Trump's a victim. Because you know that's what's going on right now. They're spinning this to make it look like Trump's a victim. Like he's the lone defender. This is people having in their minds that Trump is this lone defender of the people. And I want to know what they're saying on the other side of this. Because those are the people I want to bring in. I'm a firm believer in you can't just keep preaching to the choir, man. You gotta educate other people. You gotta spread awareness. You gotta reach out to other people. And I want to know what they're being told. And I also want to fact check this stuff, which is a lot of work. I repeat, they say the government had not pointed to any substantive evidence to support its need for the ban. None. So I put on Twitter, I said, guys, I got a weird feeling that Trump did this. I can't believe Trump did this without a strategy. I'm not like one of those people who think Trump's, some people, they totally dismiss Trump as if he has he's not a cognitive thinking human being, like his brain does not function, like he has no strategy whatsoever. You don't get to be 70 being dumb. Right? That's what I believe. I don't think you get to be 70 being dumb. I don't think you get to be Trump being an idiot. But if you listen to these pundits, you would think that's the case. That he's just a lucky guy. He's just an idiot. I don't think that's the case. Now, George W. Bush, he had everything handed to him. Come on, guys. So, from that perspective, I'm like, okay, why did Trump do this if he had to have advisors say, like, this, this is going to get struck down? Like, other people, I'm sure other people read the Constitution and might have believed everything CNN says when they say, well, Trump doesn't listen to his advisors. He's got a bunch of yes men. He just says something and goes with it, and he doesn't care what any people say. And it's to the point now in the White House where people just don't say anything because they know they're going to get in bad graces with Trump, even if they're there, they're trying to help him. Get what I'm saying? So that's that's a bad situation. And I don't know if I can believe it. Is it that bad? When I rail against Keith Olbermann yelling, right? Yelling how we're doomed and the sky is falling, and Trump needs a brain transplant. He needs to be put into some type of psychiatric ward, a rubber room, When I'm railing against Keith Olbermann for saying that crap, right? I want to make sure he's not right. Because all I'm saying is, if you are the president of the United States and you want to do something, unless you know it can be done, do you expend the capital to just do it and know it's going to get struck down by the Supreme Court? Or not even by the Supreme Court, obviously, but constitutionally be struck down. Like, you have all these resources. And my thing is this. So let's say that let's give Trump the benefit of the doubt and say, well, he had to know this could be a problem, getting this done. And my thing is this, maybe he had a strategy to this. Maybe, as I tweeted, guys, maybe this is part of a bigger plan. Right? A bigger plan. Follow me. Maybe there's a bigger plan behind this. Maybe Trump has a plan like later on, if something happens, if America, God forbid, is attacked. I think H.A. Goodman and I talked about this. If something happens later, will Trump then be able to say, well, you know what? I tried to protect America. You guys didn't let me. Or is there something else still going on? Like, is this all a distraction? I'd like to know what other orders were pushed through while time sort of stood still and looked at this immigration situation. Has Trump stopped signing executive orders while CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, Fox News, everybody just stopped hammer time on this issue? You feel what I'm saying? Because I don't want to dismiss Trump and say the guy is just, I don't want to do it. And it's not because I want to give him credit. It's not because I want to be nice. I want to be his boy. Trump ain't going to do nothing for me, man. I'm not expecting anything. Obama didn't do nothing for me. Trump ain't going to do nothing for me. All I'm saying is, why are people so dismissive, like a guy, a person, a human being, a woman, man, human being, a thinking creature, cannot have a plan to what they're doing? And when you listen to these people talk about Trump, it's just like totally give this guy no credit whatsoever for having a brain at all. It's like he's an empty vessel of vanity. And I think that's very convenient and also very dangerous to just say someone has no, like nothing. See, here's the thing. Obama was good at being likable, giving a great speech, seeming like he was your friend. Meanwhile, in the dark of night, he passed orders, he do other things that were very detrimental to your privacy, right? That were very detrimental to the economy of poor people, right? Middle class folks, he wasn't concerned with that. And I don't even want to talk about situations concerning the black community because Lord knows whenever that was brought up, he didn't even have to shut us down. Black people shut us down for him. Don't ask him that. He can't help you. Don't asking him that. You're going to get him in trouble with white people. So we could even ask about that. Can't get any further. But see, that was Obama's strategy. And all I'm saying is we got to give Trump some credit and say maybe he has a strategy too. Stop being so dismissive. Stop being so quick on the trigger. Stop listening to Keith Olbermann. Be able to scrutinize. And I'm not saying that to say that Trump is my boy. I roll with him. We're going to hang out and drink beer together. I'm going to go on Air Force One. I'm not, no, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying is let's be a little smarter. Give it up for that. Okay, so back to this report, man. I know I'm bouncing around a lot. The government has pointed to no evidence that any alien from any of the countries named in the order has perpetrated a terrorist attack in the United States, the judges wrote. Rather than present evidence to explain the need for the executive order, this is what we've been saying. Man, these judges sound like us. H.A. Goodman, this is us. This is what we were saying. The government has pointed to no evidence that any alien from any of the countries named in the order has perpetrated a terrorist attack in the United States. The judges wrote, rather than present evidence to explain the need for the executive order, the government has taken the position that we must not review its decision at all. The whole attitude is like, who are you to question me? I do what I want to do. And I'm all the way up. So these states say, the states have alleged that the executive order harms their businesses and universities, preventing some students and faculty from traveling abroad for fear of being stranded and diminishing the sales tax revenue they receive. Legislators and others who had opposed the ban held the judge's ruling and urged Trump to back down. Wow, 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 chicken, chicken. I don't know, man. I'm happy. I'm happy for the people that were wrongfully impacted by this order. I'm happy for you. I want the best for you. And injustice for one is injustice for all, right? But I am very skeptical of the strategy of this whole action. Very skeptical. Because in my opinion, I don't think that Trump likes to look like a fool. And this makes him look like a fool. I mean, it's unanimous. The opinion of the court basically says you didn't give us any reason at all. To put it, to use an analogy, these judges, man, they just did a Matumbo. No, not in my country. Get it out of here. Get it out. I mean, exactly what happened. And part of me, I was thinking maybe Trump knew something we didn't know. Maybe he had some information we didn't know about. Hey, I won't sit here and say that I know something, that I have all the information, That's why I like when some of you guys send me good stuff. You send me information. You say, Tim, hey, check this out. Tim, check that out. Tim, you might want to read this, look into this. Let's check this out, So, I'm always open to that type of thing, because I don't have a research team in place. And even if I did, I still have to read what they researched, right? But here's the thing. I was kind of hoping there was more to this than just paranoia from Trump. That's all. I mean, if you're gonna negatively impact legal people with green cards and visas who've been waiting a year, 18 months, almost 2 years, you should have a reason more than, I got a funny feeling. You gotta have more than that. Don't tell me that your toe is acting up, your knee is rattling. I don't want to hear that. Give me a reason. You know? Every time my knee rattle, I know something bad's gonna happen. Nah, man. We got computers and we got like agencies now. You don't need to go on your knee rattling. Sir? I need more than your knee rattling, Facebook. Tell me, look, don't tell me you think don't tell me you think something's wrong, something's amiss. Something's wrong. We got security systems now. We can look and see. Hey, somebody's been dipping into this coffee tastes funny. Somebody putting something in the coffee. Well, we got cameras now. We ain't got to think about it. I'm going to keep my eye on Sylvia. Someone's been going into my lunch bag in the office refrigerator. We got cameras, man. We don't have to think. We have to wonder. They use them all the time, right? So all I'm saying is, I was expecting Trump to have a little bit more to go on than his knee was rattling and his turkey breast sandwich tasted funny. And it had a weird bite in it. I was expecting more than that. Well, Tim, when something happens, it's going to be your fault. No, it's not, man. I know you think I'm powerful, but I don't sit on the court. Nope, don't sit on the court. You can't blame me. That's what people do, Well, Tim, now that Trump's in there, it's all your fault. Yeah, I'm powerful, but I had nothing to do. Look, man, believe me, I had nothing to do with the defeat of Hillary Clinton. All I did was make the people who weren't going to vote for her feel a little bit better. All right, I want to give a shout out to Bill Baker out at 101.7 out there in Delaware, who had me on the radio station a couple days ago, or 8 days ago. That was real cool to sit in the station, chop it up with Bill, chop it up with Jessica, talk about relevant issues. Them do a rapid fire on me, throw a lot of questions. I'm just bam, 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 bam. That's right. Your man Tim Black put it down. I represent it. If you want to check that footage, y'all go to Facebook, YouTube people, and check out my appearance on that station. Y'all want to hear something really funny about that, though? I don't know why I thought that. I thought the station was in D.C., right? Because if anybody from the D.C. area, there's an area called DuPont. DuPont Circle's a couple streets, DuPont, right? DuPont Circle. And, of course, there's a Georgetown. Well, when he sent me the address, I was so busy, I glanced at it. The address to the radio station was something DuPont, Georgetown. And I didn't even look to see. I saw a D, and instead of using the capital E, he used a lowercase e. So I just thought that was a C, man. My vision ain't that good, right? Getting old, man. So around 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, I was doing, I said, I know I got to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning. I got to be at the radio station at 8 o'clock in the morning. No problem. I'm 30 minutes, 30 minutes from D.C. No problem. Jump on this train. I'll be good. What time I need to be at the train? That's when I took a double look at the address. And that's when I realized I had to go to Delaware. 2 o'clock in the morning, I need to be in Delaware by 8. And I hadn't been to bed yet. Yeah, baby, yeah.
Look, man, I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
That's nice. That was nice. So after trying to decide if I was going to do it, but then realizing that I have to keep my word, because that's who I am, and you never turn down an opportunity. If it's to talk to one new person, you got to go. I was off 2 hours sleep because by the time I went to bed, it was like 3:30. I knew we had to leave by 6 at the latest, really 5:30, because it takes at least 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Long story short, man, what about them Patriots? It's crazy. Anyway, guys, that's really all I got. I don't want to freak anybody out, man. I don't want to make anybody more paranoid or anything like that. I'm just saying, I just feel like, I just got a strange feeling like this was not all for nothing. I don't believe that Trump did this for nothing. Now, one school of thought is that Trump did this just to appease his voters, to let his voters know they voted for the right guy, that this guy was going to keep his word. He's not like some politicians who will say they're going to do something and did not do it, or give you a bunch of excuses why they couldn't do it. He wanted to do this publicly, so that if it doesn't get done, the whole world could see it, and you can't say he didn't do it, okay? So that's one way to look at it, right? And part of me thinks that's possible, very feasible. But another part of me just believes that you don't get to be a billionaire being stupid. And now some of you are going to say, he's not a billionaire. He's not a billionaire. Well, you don't get to have multiple millions of dollars being stupid. And I don't think Trump is stupid. And I think when he tweeted out to Nordstrom, I think he wanted to pay them back. I think he wanted to hurt their business. I don't think that was stupid. I think it was wrong. But it wasn't stupid. And a lot of things he's done, I don't think it's stupid. I think it's just some things are wrong. Just dead wrong. So, you guys let me know what you think. I will be working hard today and tonight. Well, not tonight probably. During the day tomorrow to do a test run to make sure that the phones work for Freedom Friday tomorrow, because we've been having a lot of problems with it. And I hope that finally things will run smoothly and people will be able to call into the show like normal. I know some people are fans of the show, staunch, like serious, diehard fans of Freedom Friday. And I'm really pissed that I haven't been able to do that. Not to mention, even when I don't use it, I'm still paying for it. It's not being used. So you know I don't like that, right? Worst thing in the world is to pay for something that you can't use and it's your fault. That stinks, right? Like, that's horrible, you know? You ever had a car that broke down on you and it had a full tank of gas in it? You know what I mean? That's a horrible feeling. You just spent your last $50 filling up your gas tank, and now your car don't run. You want to go to that tank, take your gas out, take that gas back to the gas station, and get your money back. But you can't. In this case, I definitely can't because I need it this week. What's going on over here on YouTube, man? Some people are I keep telling people stop being so Carmelina Foutois. I keep telling people stop being so dismissive of Trump. I got people saying he's just stupid. He's just stupid. Like, how do you know? Based on what? How do you know that? How do you know it? How? People say stuff and then say how. Why do you feel that way? They don't give me a reason. Give me a reason why you think that. Like someone said, Trump's right. The courts are wrong. Blah, 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 blah. I said, okay, why? Why do you say that? How do you draw to that conclusion? Do you know something I don't know? What do you know? It's obvious. No, it's not obvious. Like, why? We're thinking people. Like, we don't know. We don't have, like, I know you're not CIA. I'm not CIA. I'm KGB. No, I'm just joking. I'm joking. Joking. I'm just joking. People believe stuff like that. But no, I'm like, okay, so if you draw an opinion, if you come to a conclusion, you should be able to articulate why you came to that conclusion. You know, give me something. You know? Instead, he's trying to get smart. I'm like, okay, I'm just asking you a question. It was obvious you didn't have a reason. You just felt that way. Just say, I just feel this way. That's cool. People got feelings. But I just asked you what gave you that feeling. Boop, boop. All right. We'll see what happens, guys. Do me a favor. Check out what I have for you guys. I got something new for you. All right, brand new. I'm working with a great designer who's he hit me up. He contacted me. His name is I know his name. I don't know if he wanted me to use his real name. I'll tell you the name of the company. It's In Designs. And he reached out to me. He said, Tim Black, I really love what you're doing on the Tim Black at Night show. I love your catchphrases. I love all of it. And I got some designs I've been thinking about making because I watch your show. So we decided to team up, and he's put a couple designs into my shop that I would love for you guys to check out. Okay? So go to, if you don't know where my shop is, go to my webpage at timblacktv.com and go to merchandise, and it'll take you to my shop. Now you can go to TTL, you can go to shop.ttl media, but that's kind of long. So the best way to do it is to click, if you're on YouTube, click on the gear button, click where it says Tim Black's Gear or Wolfpack Shop or whatever, and go to it. But I want to know what you think of the new designs. There's a couple designs for the cornbread, right? A couple of designs for the cornbread. I just want to know what the feedback is, if you like it. Because I'm excited about it, frankly, but I want you to I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear what you think, Facebook. I want to hear what you think, YouTube. It's important. All right, guys. So look, I know it's not popular, right? And what the heck, man? It's not about popularity, right? But I know everybody has their own opinions about Trump, about this travel ban, Muslim ban, movement ban, immigration ban. People get into arguments about what words you use to describe the thing. Okay, I know people have different thoughts about this executive order that was enacted back in January. Okay. But I can't help but feel that
You gonna eat your cornbread.
that in a way that Trump was kind of looking at America going, okay, maybe I ought to eat your cornbread. You know, like maybe I can distract you with this, right? Because you're not paying attention. And you know, I know how to get attention. So I'm going to distract you with this attention over here. Look at me. I'm Trump. I'll just say stuff, okay? I just say stuff. And everybody looks. And meanwhile you do that, the other hand does something else.
Nobody take no cornbread from me.
The other hand is trying to take your cornbread. And a few of us who are trying to stay awake, who try not to fall for the banana in the tailpipe, we're saying you can't take our cornbread, Trump. We ain't going for it. But unfortunately, I have the feeling, like a spider, you know, when you get that creepy thing, you know? I'm not making myself feel this way. It's really this, I just have this inkling that all of this right here, all of this,
Maybe I ought to eat your cornbread.
all of it was a ploy to eat our cornbread. And if we allow ourselves to continuously be distracted by big, flashy Trump doing this or whatever, right? We may miss the bigger picture. If we miss the bigger picture, both supporters, resistors, and everyone in between, right?
It's gonna be consequences and repercussions.
It's going to be consequences and repercussions. That's what I think. I'm trying to stay focused. I'm trying to look beyond the mainstream smoke and mirrors. I'm trying to look beyond the rhetoric. I'm trying to turn down the volume on the Keith Olbermanns, the late night comedians, you know. I'm trying to put that all, you know, okay, fine, yeah, I know, yeah, yeah, little hands, yeah, I get it. It's getting old now. Let's come with new jokes. Let's, you know what, go over there, sit down. I'm trying to figure out, there's got to be a strategy behind this. That sound crazy to you guys, Facebook? I don't know. Come see me at timblacktv.com. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. I'm everywhere you are because I am you. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having my back. To everybody who supports this channel, thank you so much for doing so. I got a couple new Patreons who sent me messages. I really appreciate you. If you enjoy this content and you feel connected to what I'm doing, if you're like me, You understand that this isn't done like out of magic, that people make this happen. You realize that these stories don't read themselves, the studying doesn't read itself, the websites don't pay for itself, the equipment don't pay for itself. It's all self-funded, generated by you guys and what we do. So if you appreciate what we do and you respect the fact that even if we disagree, it's never done for malicious means. I'm never trying to sway you for political gain. I don't have somebody in my ear telling me, tell them this, or you gonna lose that. None of that goes on here. Nothing. The only people that can replace me are you. And the only way you can do that is by watching somebody else. So if you appreciate this content, please consider becoming a member of the Wolfpack. 2017 is going to be a big year. Thank you so much for tuning in. Shout out to Momo Pineno. Shout out to In Design. Shout out to Iron Man Oz. Shout out to Charlie Peach. Shout out to Stephanie Chateau. Shout out to my crew that has my back. You know who you are. Everybody from Ginger to Carmelina to all the people that come through. Nate Germ. Everybody. Eric. Everyone who supports what I do. I got your back. Thank you for having mine. Hashtag staying strong, staying tall. Hashtag keep your cornbread. Hashtag nobody taking my cornbread. Tim Black Wolfpack, and I'm out.
Tim Black.
It's a lot of people. A lot of people.
Black. Yes, I am. True. Funny. Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com. Tim Black.
Nobody take no cornbread from me.
There they go, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in again. I appreciate you. My people on YouTube, I will check you on the next one. Shout out to Angel Tibbs. I see you, Angel Tibbs. Shout out to Daniel Espada and Fred Lexo, my man. Jilly Love in the house. The whole crew. I got a lot of great people, man. I do. Ralph Rance. What's up, Ralph? Ralph, hey, what's up, Ralphie boy? The Broken Carpenter. My man, Broken Carpenter. How I forget you, man. Samantha Lee. Roseanne Monterana, thank you for being here. Was I too paranoid? Oh, you guys get where I'm coming from? Hope I wasn't too paranoid, man. I don't want to freak nobody out. I just don't want to be a person. I don't want to. It's too important not to try to get it right. That's all. Patrick DeCabra, Jenny Lynn, the whole crew. I see you guys on the next one. Nothing but love. Nothing but love, guys. Peace.